y'all guys, Rapid here. Welcome back to the Slob channel, and I have to start this video off by saying do not buy this game. I can't recommend this game to anybody. It's not going to be the next Dead by Daylight killer, and we've seen this argument every single time a new horror asymmetrical game comes out. So with that out of the way, let's talk about why. If you guys haven't seen already, for those who might not be in the know, Halloween had just gotten their own asymmetrical game announced with the main antagonist, Michael Myers, obviously. And we've seen a little bit of floating around over the past year that Michael would be getting his own game. We just weren't entirely sure who's going to be the front runners behind it, the main developers, what it's going to be about. Is it going to be single player, multiplayer? We finally got some information yesterday about it, and it kind of blew up. The main people who are developing this game, it's a multiplayer experience as well as single player. It's both, surprisingly. And it's coming out in 2026. And the people behind it are Gun and Illfonic. And if you're not entirely familiar with both of these studios, Gun and Illfonic formerly together produced Friday the 13th, the game. Very iconic horror asym, and it was a really fun game while it lasted. Gun then went on after the Friday lawsuit that shut down the game. Gun went on to develop the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which is now no longer being updated. Illfonic went to produce other asyms such as the Ghostbuster game, Predator Hunter Grounds, and recently Killer Clowns from Outer Space. So they both have a lot of experience in the horror asym region, but is that a good sign for people to buy it? I'm not so sure, because the main issue that we're seeing with both of these studios is that all of their games are practically unplayable now. And I know what a lot of people might say is, well, Friday the 13th, that wasn't their fault. That was not their fault at all. The lawsuit killed the game, and, you know, they couldn't do anything after that. But before the lawsuit, I'm not sure why there's a revisionist, like, history revolving around Friday the 13th. The lawsuit definitely made it basically impossible to update the game after it was concluded. But there were still a lot of issues with the game before the lawsuit even occurred. Like bugs, cheats, exploits, lack of content updates, basically any problem that you see with live service games, and especially horror asym live service games, they had. So I'm a bit confused why people are just always brushing it off, being like, well, it was just a lawsuit. No, it was multiple things. Don't get me wrong, the lawsuit was big. But even if you give the lawsuit a pass, they still extremely mismanaged TCM to the point where a lot of people won't even buy from Gun anymore, which is a reason why I can't recommend the game. So am I going to buy this game on launch and stream it, record it? Absolutely. Because I make content, and whatever I do with the content, I'm probably going to upload because I'll be putting a substantial amount of time covering it. However, for the casual player base, I don't think I can recommend it, no matter how fun I'm having with it when it does eventually come out. I feel like it's a bit disingenuous to release a game and then immediately like stop supporting it and stop putting effort into it, because that's essentially what Gun did with TCM. And it was a very profitable game for them when it released. It had an insane amount of potential, and then they just kept shooting themselves in the foot after another. And their community feedback, people think Behavior's feedback is bad, and it's been really bad the past few months. But Gun's community managers were on another level of ludicrous behavior. They were basically insulting fans in Reddit forums, making backhanded comments during developer streams. It was really, really bad. And I have plans to cover TCM's downfall in a later video. That's not really what I'm talking about here today. Illfonic has a better reputation with their community. And while most of their games don't have many players anymore, like Ghostbusters dead, Predator Hunter Grounds dead, Killer Clowns dead, they never went out of their way to directly disrespect the players of their games. And I think one thing I do have to say is I think both of these developers do a really good job at making the game, but their practices after the game formally launch basically go off a cliff, which is why a lot of people called for, when Gun announced TCM being sunsetted, to sell it off, because they're great at making the product from the IP, but they're terrible at the upkeep. They can't update it properly, add more content, balance. They don't know how to run a live service game. They know how to craft it and give it to the player base, but they do not know how to update it. I, for one, am excited to see how this game comes out. I will be buying it. I will be playing it. I'm not gonna hide that or anything, but I physically can't recommend anybody buy this. It's not going to be the DBD killer. We've seen this time and time again. The only game that's going to kill DBD is DBD through their own mismanagement and disrespect to players and poor updates like we saw with the Walking Dead update. I don't think anybody should be expecting, let alone a licensed game, to take the crown from Dead by Daylight because they have like 20 plus licenses already, even more so. I'm just like spitballing. Let's talk about a little bit the trailer as well. The trailer looks pretty cool. Granted, it is just a teaser. There is no gameplay yet. I'm going to expect soon we're going to actually get some alpha or beta footage or whatnot, or even an actual playable beta. However, if you do take a look at their Steam description, it says that it's an Unreal Engine 5, which usually is not always a good sign for new games, but maybe they've worked out the kinks with that engine to begin with. It looks like a fun game. Even some of the pictures from it showing the Strode House look like Dead by Daylight Halloween DLC when it first released, and it looks very cool. I think they always do a really good job crafting the maps and the atmosphere. Is it gonna be on the same level as we're seeing right now? I don't know. While Gun is not the leader, I think, of development, they are co-publishing. I think any development that's even connected to Gun is, anybody should be cautious buying from it. Now, I don't know what the balance of this game is gonna look like. I do hope it's on some terms of how TCM was when it came out, because when that game released, it was probably one of the most addicted I've been to streaming and playing a game in a long time. I just hope they nail it. I really do. But I do believe that Gun and partially Illfonic have run out of any credit or benefit of the doubt with the community, because the backlash is pretty big from this announcement. Everybody has been waiting for a Halloween-themed game. A lot of people have been like, please don't get this to Gun. Please don't. Don't let them have the IP, because they've messed up several times now. And the backlash alone on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram Reels, I know people, I think it's a laughable mistake to upload to Instagram Reels, because you may think some comments are deranged on YouTube, Twitter, even TikTok, but no, Instagram Reels ripped them a new one. Nobody trusts them, and I think they would have so much work to make up for their past mistakes. Do I think they can pull off this game? It's possible. It's definitely possible, but it's looking like they need a miracle for this type of game to come out smoothly, no issues, and to earn community trust back. They should let the game speak for itself. If it's good, that's awesome, and I would love for a new DBD competitor. I'm always down for a game to compete or even just exist alongside DBD. It's not going to kill the game. I have to say that many times. It's not going to do it, but I would love for some variety in the horror asymmetrical space, because when we see competition in multiple games, it makes both studios, both major game studios, have to work harder for the player's attention. So who wins? Us. We win the best of both worlds. We get variety. We get more effort from each developer studio. It's really good for everyone, I think, competition-wise. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Are you interested in buying this game once it releases? Are you more skeptical? You're gonna stay away, or, you know, just let me know what your thoughts are. And yeah, I'm interested to see where this goes. Anyways, I'll see you all in the next one. Cheers.